Today I'm reviewing Sierra Road at dawn, an East San Jose drive that starts after turning off North Capitol Avenue and driving eastbound towards the mountains. The road itself is 6.5 miles long, but I'm omitting the last 2 miles after reaching the summit and the Sierra Vista Open Space Preserve parking lot, which probably isn't fair. The road begins at just above sea level and ends at 2,000 feet. This was recorded in July of 2020 on a windy morning. The surface was dry and grip was plentiful. Sierra Road has 59 corners and can be traveled in just under 20 minutes when traveling at the speed limit. This road is constantly patrolled due to frequent complaints by the residents, so I kept it laid back and enjoyed the views for the most part. The scenery morphs from typical suburbia to fancy houses, finally becoming rural at the east end of the road. This point marks the end of the straightaway connecting North Capitol to the twisty part of Sierra, which begins with this tar snake-filled left-hander, which dumps out onto some back-to-back sweepers, undulating gently past this really big mansion on the right, which has a spectacular view of San Jose, which can be seen on the left. After that, it transitions into a long, sweeping right-hander, which concludes into a straightaway, and then some more sweepers which travel past some more gated community action before getting more rural. This off-camber left and then right-hand combination kind of marks the end of the residential stuff, and I'm a little bit more confident carrying a bit more speed on the next section. But at the end of the day, it's still unfamiliar pavement, which we know is constantly patrolled. After this kind of rough patch with the barbed wire on the left and traveling through this tunnel of trees is an absolute gem of a right-hander. With just a little bit of unevenness at the exit, rolling into this left-hander, you can get a glimpse of Silicon Valley there on the right. The golden grass is absolutely gorgeous this time of year. I just wish that it didn't catch on fire so easily. From here in this left-hander, it kind of dips into some foliage, and it's important to remember that where there's this old growth, there's a lot of roots that crisscross underneath the road. It makes for a bit of a rough ride, and it can definitely throw you off kilter like it did to me here. After that, we get a glimpse of the sky to the north and this really nice uphill right-hander, popping over the crest into this straightaway, which leads into some more sweeping turns that really showcase the foothill environment. Off to the left, the South Bay can be seen blanketed in fog, and in the entrance to this next turn are some nice thick bumps in the asphalt. After a mid-corner downshift, I follow the increasing radius out onto a straightaway and then into a left-hand sweeper, continuing into this buttery right-hander with a lot of tar snakes on the exit. The view starts to get pretty spectacular traveling through this left-hander that's cut into the hillside. Another big residence can be seen on the right-hand hilltop. After a quick surface change is this constant radius right-hander followed by another surface change and more tar snakes. After this on-camber right is the driveway to that hilltop residence. The next intersection that we'll see is actually near the top. Next we've got, you guessed it, more tar snakes, and then some really long radius turns before coming to some pastures. Horses can be seen on the left there. Next the road provides some more woodland scenery in this nice little chicane here. And then a series of uphill rights. The barbed wire fencing starts to get older and older as we climb. Nothing super noteworthy for the end part of this section here, just some big radius back and forth action. Here's that intersection I mentioned, and a transition to one lane as we reach the top of the road and the open space parking lot. And now for the review, starting with the features category. Despite having limited technical or unique corners, this road is redeemed by its hill climb-like nature for a score of 6 out of 10. There weren't any particularly nasty potholes I noticed along this route, but cracks, tar snakes, crumbling edges, uneven surfaces, and roots bring my score down to a 4 out of 10. This road is easy to access, but there are no pull-offs or turnarounds, and the no stopping signs everywhere are really annoying. That said, this was my first time on Sierra, and I found it easy to navigate, making for a 6 out of 10. There were plenty of hidden driveways to watch for, and although I didn't see any cyclists hogging the road, the weekends are probably a different story. Traffic safety is 4 out of 10. The views from this road are awesome. Seeing livestock roaming the hills is fun, and I saw a pair of coyotes hunting gophers while some hawks grappled overhead. Scenery in bonus category is a strong 7. Sierra Road gets 27 out of a possible 50. If you've been on it and you disagree, feel free to make your case in the comments. I'm not expert authority here. Anyways, I'm really excited to come back for the city lights at night, but I'll make my stop brief because the parking lot closes early and supposedly tickets get handed out like awful candy along this route. And from what I've heard, it can get pretty crowded around sunset. If you know of any roads that I should go check out, make sure to let me know so I can make a review on them. Thanks for watching.
It's a full-on buffet out here, bro.